I wanted to be the biggest pimp in Las Vegas. I had all of these fanciful imaginations about how my life was going to be when that came to pass. I was thinking about all the women that I was going to have in my life and on my team. I was thinking about all of the addictions that I was going to get to take part in and indulge in because of the money I was going to spend on it. I was thinking about all the luxurious cars that I was going to buy. I was thinking about all the designer clothes that I was going to have in my closet. I was thinking about all the jewelry that I was going to spend hundreds of thousands on. I was fascinated with the pimp lifestyle, and in many ways, this was becoming a reality in my life until something insane happened. And I want to share with you what that was. But before I get into all of that, I first need to tell you how this even became a dream for me in the first place. So I grew up in Southern California, and there are pimps in Southern California, but I feel like Southern California is so oversaturated with gangs and so many gang-infested neighborhoods that kind of just dominated the culture of Southern California. It was more about gangs and living a gang life. And so I joined a gang at a very young age, and that's kind of more what I was focused on than anything. So I never really got exposed to pimps in Southern California. My biggest influence and my biggest connection point with a pimp when I was growing up was either Snoop Dogg or 50 Cent when he came out with the hit song Pimp. And both of those guys obviously are not really pimps, so that's not really a good reference point to have when it comes to pimps. So I was completely ignorant about what a pimp really was. And if you just like break it down by definition, I thought really that a pimp was just a guy who was more like a player and had a bunch of different girls and stuff that he was dating and seeing. That's what I thought a pimp was for the most part. And it wasn't until I moved to Las Vegas. When I was 18 years old, I moved to Las Vegas. Now, Vegas has some pimping going on. Obviously, it's Sin City, but I feel like in Vegas, they got the gangs and everything, but I feel like for some reason that type of culture of pimping, it kind of sticks out and stands out in Las Vegas. And so that's kind of when I first started getting exposed really to pimps and that type of lifestyle. And actually, it came even closer home for me because I have two different sets of kids. I have two younger kids, and they're with me and my wife that I'm currently married to. Then I have two other sets of kids. They're older, and their mom, her brother was a pimp. And so when I first moved to Las Vegas, met her, had those kids and everything, we stayed with him for a little season of time. I was young and immature and wasn't doing anything wholesome with my life. And so I was unstable, and we ended up living with him for a length of time. And when I was with him, man, this guy exposed me to all types of pimp stuff because he was a pimp. So I'm in the house with him. I'm in the house with him and his girls. And like every day, he would take me with him, and I would just ride with him and kind of see this lifestyle that he was living. He would take me around all of his different friends, or his friends would come over there, and I became like his side man. Like he was, I became his blunt roller. I'm rolling up all of his blunts and stuff like that. And, he's passing me all of his drugs, all of his different drugs, his double cups, the lean and everything. We're sipping lean, and just being there with him and seeing all the money that he was having, seeing the power that he had over the women that he had on his team, seeing, all of the jewelry that he had. He had an iced out grill. He had got his grill from Johnny Dang back in like the early 2000s. And so for him to have a grill by Johnny Dang back in the early 2000s, that lets you know a little bit of something. And so he had all of this jewelry, man. He had the clothes, he had designer, he had it all. It looked like, he was living the life. He had a nice house. He was renting the house, but, all in all, from the outside, it looks like, man, this is an amazing life to live. And so I became infatuated with being a pimp. And I knew from that time forward that I was going to be a pimp one day. But you can't be a pimp unless you got some girls on your team. And the number one rule when it comes to being a pimp is you don't do it having what you call square girls. Now, just to break that down, what that means is a girl essentially that is not working in that profession, just somebody that's your girlfriend. And obviously that's what I had with his sister. I had her, she was my girlfriend, and we had kids together. So obviously that was going to be a hindrance for me to becoming this big pimp that I thought I was going to become. And so eventually we ended up separating and going our separate ways for many different things. It wasn't just, me trying to be a pimp, but I do believe that underlying thing in my heart drove a wedge, on my part at least, from the relationship being able to work, because I had this ambition, man. I wanted to be a pimp, and over the years, that's what I worked my way towards. And so whatever I could do to try to, work on my riz, that whatever I could do to try to step it up. So I was ready to be a pimp, man. That's what I was doing. Because again, the first thing you do is you got to go and you got to get a girl on your team. So that was my mission, to knock me one, as they would say. And eventually, one day, that's what happened. I knocked me one. And it's crazy how it happened, because even today, I got a friend, and I talked to him, and he's still blown away about how it happened, because over the course of time, I started reading different books and stuff. There's different books out there on pimping. Yeah, it's crazy, right? So serious about becoming a pimp, man. I was reading books about it. And there's a book out there, it's called, I believe it's the 48 Laws of Pimping. And it's kind of like a spin-off of the 48 Laws of Power. But it's all about pimping. So I started tapping into that. And what happened is I started praying to the pimp God. And I was praying to the pimp God, asking the pimp God to open the doors for me to become a successful pimp. And when I did that, it's like, the best way to describe it is that I became possessed. Some demons came into me. Some different spirits came into me. And it was like, I became a completely different person. The way that I would talk and the way that I would conduct myself with women, I became a completely different person, and I just transformed before all of my homies. And it was crazy for them to watch that, is what they say now. And what ended up happening was I got me one. I met a girl online. That's how, a lot of times, that's how I would try to, throw the line out there, is I would try to find girls online. And so eventually that's what happened. I met a girl online, and she was down for the vision, and she became a part of the team. Now, what's crazy about this is the friend that I have that's still blown away about this today. I told him that I was going to knock a white girl. I think I even went into the details, like that she was going to have blonde hair and blue eyes, and that I was going to name her Peyton because she was going to pay me $10,000 to be her initiation to becoming a part of the team. And for me, I thought I would have thought that I was just talking crazy. And forgive me if this offends you in any type of way, because I'm not trying to boast. I'm just telling you the facts about what actually happened, what I actually said, and that's exactly what I said. And for me, it would have seemed like I was just talking crazy, but it actually became a reality. This is what actually happened. This is one of the ways that I found out that the spiritual world is real, and you can really tap into some spiritual things that are not God, and you got to be careful about that, because that's exactly what I did. Is I got taken over by some other spirits, and something that I spoke actually became a reality. So now I got the girl on my team, and that's what we started doing. We started doing things to make money in that type of life, in that type of industry. Now, before her, just to go back a little bit, I had several different girls that had worked in that field of work before, and that, in some way became a part of my team. The reason why this one girl that I'm talking to you about right now was important in that sense was like, she was like the door opener, because before I talked to her, she was not involved in that lifestyle. And so again, this gets even more demonic, because the manipulation and the things associated with the pimp lifestyle is very demonic, because what you're looking for in that industry is you're looking for a girl that doesn't know about this and is kind of what you would call green to this, and what you're trying to do is turn her out, so now she could be a part of your team, and this could be something totally new to her, and in turn that would make her more loyal and more committed to you. So all the other girls before somehow had some type of experience with this type of lifestyle before, or they were just my girlfriends, and my girlfriends I allowed to work in that industry. Sick, I know, twisted, sick, but I was so fascinated with this type of lifestyle. These are the type of things that I was involved in. Now back to the girl that I named Peyton, because that's exactly what I did. I named her Peyton, and I can't even remember her real name, but I named her Peyton, and we started making money in that industry. We actually started taking trips. We started going back and forth from Las Vegas to California so that we could do this, and things were going good. We were making money, and that is when everything really started becoming a reality for me. And I saw that I was on my way to becoming the biggest pimp in Las Vegas, until I made a decision. And this goes back to that rule that I talked about in the beginning, that you can't mix the pimp lifestyle with the square lifestyle. So I had this girlfriend that I was with on and off for 3 years. And when I was out in California with this other girl, she was blowing my phone up like crazy. She wanted me to come back. She wanted me to be with her. And at that moment, I knew that if I went back to do anything with this girl, that I was going to lose this working girl that I had just got to be a part of my team. But something deep down inside of my heart, because of the way that I grew up, was I just wanted to be a husband. I just wanted to be a good man, and I wanted to have a family. I wanted to have a wife and some kids. That really wasn't what I was pursuing, and that really wasn't where all of my choices in life were taking me. But deep down inside, that was there. And so when she's on the phone with me, she's pleading with me to come back to Las Vegas and to be with her. It was pulling on the strings of my heart. And ultimately, I know it's because God had a plan for me bigger than me being the biggest pimp in Las Vegas. And so I gave into it. And I didn't say, I'm just going to come back home and I'm just going to be with you. But what I tried to do was I tried to mix both of those lifestyles together. I tried to have her as my girlfriend, and I tried to bring the other girl back to our house and to live with us together, and for her to be doing that, and for my girlfriend to just be my girlfriend. And what ended up happening was, and I knew it was going to happen because it was one of the number one rules. You don't do that. And so I left the house one day, and sure enough, I came back. The other girl was gone, and that's what happened. So long for my dreams of becoming the biggest pimp in Las Vegas. And that relationship that I was in with the other girl, my girlfriend, that relationship blew up. I mean, it just detonated, and it went down the tubes for the worse right after the other girl left. And what ended up happening was God used that to lay a hold of my heart. And through a series of events after that, I ended up giving my life to Jesus Christ, and I ended up becoming a Christian. That is the insane thing that happened, is that I gave up my dreams to be the biggest pimp in Las Vegas because somehow Jesus broke into my heart, and he changed the desires of my heart from wanting to live that pimp lifestyle, and he transformed me. I became a born again believer in Christ.